Sherman and Tingle in the morning.
97.1 FM The Drive, Chicago's classic rock, Sherman and Tingle. You know, this story you brought up yesterday was so interesting in news.
Yeah, it got us thinking. So this kid, I guess, if you would, he went to the bathroom in a bunch of people's water bottles, a bunch of other kids' water bottles on an opposing team, like a baseball team or something like that. And he was not charged with battery because it wasn't considered a crime. Listen to the district attorney there explaining why it's not a crime.
In New Mexico, battery consists of the unlawful touching of another person in a rude and insolent manner. So in this case, we don't have any touching of another person. New Mexico doesn't have a statute that makes it criminal for someone to mess with someone else's food or pee in a water bottle. While the act is gross and not right, it's not a crime in New Mexico.
It's not a crime.
How?
So yesterday, just off the air, it got me kind of thinking, what if I took Sherman's coffee and filled it up a little bit, Would that be a crime in Illinois? It's not in Mexico, but what about Illinois?
I'd punch you in the face.
Well, first you got to prove it's me.
I'll do some DNA testing. I'm sure that our engineering department has something in the back that will be able to test it out to find out it was you.
But that's just a question. That happened in New Mexico, and you heard what she said.
Yeah.
What if that happened here? Is that a crime in Illinois? There's only one person we need to go to.
It's got to be a crime. Let's ask our very good friend, Howard Ankin from Ankin Law, Injury Law Made Personal. Hey, Howard, thanks so much for being available this morning. We know you're a busy guy. You got cases. You got places to go. Thank you so much.
I always love talking to you guys.
Thank you so much, Howard. Now, did you hear that district attorney in New Mexico talk about that?
I did. I just heard you guys play the recap of it.
Okay, and we are just curious. You're the expert. What about Illinois? If that was done here, if I took Sherman's coffee and filled it up a little bit, is that a crime in Illinois?
So as that state's attorney was saying, they don't have a statute on it. In Illinois, you'd have to be looking to see if the people were part of the protected class or if they were, if it was an aggravated battery crime. So if it was a school teacher or a police officer or a merchant, then doing something like that would be a crime. But as that state's attorney was saying, the touching, that intent to touch, there was no touching here. So just like regular battery, probably not a crime in the state of Illinois either.
Really?
Sherman's getting filled up today.
Get out of here. Well, does that fall into the same category, Howard Aiken, of people messing with somebody's food? Let's say you went to a restaurant and they thought you were rude and then they did something to your food. Isn't that kind of the same thing?
Again, it depends on who you're messing with. There's other crimes that could be charged. So when the state's attorney goes to charge a crime, they have to make sure that they charge it right. And then that's why, people need early intervention. That's why they need lawyers, because sometimes they want to see if the charge of the crime cannot be upcharged, or, that's why people need lawyers, because they want to find the loophole where the state can't prove the case against them. So people call it sometimes assault and battery. It's really assault or battery. So the battery is the one that's the touching, but the assault is like, hey, you put your fist up in their face, but you don't quite actually touch them. Or there could be criminal damage to property. Or long-windedly here, with this 16-year-old, his position is, hey, this is just a prank. You'd find it funny if you saw it in a movie, but here he could have been suspended from the team. He could have been suspended from the league. He could have been suspended from high school. There's a lot of other ways that somebody could be prosecuted for a crime, not just charged with a battery.
Makes total sense, and it's crazy to hear. Wow. I'm just so glad we have Howard to explain that, because we always want to know what's going on in this state.
Hey, Howard, the next time you're in the studio, do you want a cup of coffee from Tingle?
I would never do that to you, Howard. Come on. I know you would bury me.
Hey, I don't know. But, hey, Howard, you're such a busy guy. Thank you so much. You can find Howard at what is it? 312-6-million.
312-6-million.
And
I know 312-6-million.
I didn't want to mess it up. I had to make sure that, because I had the numbers in front of me. That's not right. I know
he's a little confused because he's got extra taste in his coffee.
Or see, that's what it is. I'm going to blame that. Or AnkinLaw.com. Howard, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me on again, guys. Have a great day. It's going to be a hot one.
The Sherman and Tingle Show. Mornings on 97.1 FM The Drive, Chicago's classic rock.